Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Thursday, December 3rd, 2020. And today is a day that's ruled by the throat chakra and guided by birth. And the galactic signature of today is the red lunar moon energy. And so the red moon energy is all about purification, universal water, and flow. And so it's very much a day where we're being invited to purify ourselves in all ways of being. And it's really interesting because this purity energy, for those of you who watch my videos regularly, this purity energy has been coming up a lot. And I think that one of the reasons that this is coming up is because we are heading toward December 21st. If you guys haven't checked out that video yet, I highly recommend that you do. It's going to be a huge, huge day. I'm going to be doing a live guided meditation. There was a meditation channeled by the from the Galactic Federation to aid in anchoring in this Age of Aquarius timeline and this positive ascension timeline for humanity. And so that's a mass meditation that's going to be going on at the exact moment of the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. And we will be doing that meditation live on this channel for all of you who are interested in participating with that. It's very exciting. But there is such a major influx of light coming with this conjunction. These from the grand central sun, from all different angles and areas of the cosmos, that is really going to elevate us in terms of our ascension process, our DNA, all of the things, right? And so we're being asked to purify. That's why I think this energy is coming up more and more. The cleaner and clearer our bodies and our energy fields are, the smoother we're going to feel and experience this influx of light, and also the more deeply it's going to be able to penetrate our cells and our DNA and really benefit us, I think. So this purification energy coming through strong. And when we talk about purity, we're not just talking about physical purity. We're talking about emotional purity. We're talking about spiritual purity. The reading in this talks about gratitude and forgiveness as keys to this process of purification. So really practicing the art of gratitude and the art of forgiveness, which has also been coming through very strongly. So I love how this energy links in to the entire month of December and really what we want to be working towards so we can prepare ourselves for this next level of our ascension journey, our awakening process. It's very exciting. It's about purifying ourselves from all distorted thinking, distorted perceptions, distorted beliefs, distorted energies that are still lingering within our field. If you guys would like assistance with this, please reach out to me. My email is in the description box below. I offer a whole variety of services. The energy healings that I offer are incredibly powerful, and the modality that I practice was downloaded specifically for the ascension to aid us through this ascension process. And it's really funny, as I just opened back up my phone so that the affirmation was handy, I saw that it was 1212. So that coding, the ones and the twos and the zeros that we've been talking about, coming through so strongly right now. But yes, so it's that purification. It's also about fluidity. It's about going with the flow, going with the tides, allowing the flow of our lives to take us where it will and not trying to force that process. And how smooth and beautiful and effortless that process can be when we synchronize with that flow, when we allow ourselves to tap into that flow, and when we also allow ourselves to be fluid and changeable as water is. The lunar tone is a tone of challenge. So the red lunar moon energy is really about that flow piece very much, as well as that purification piece, and about looking at all of the challenges that present themselves as opportunities for us to step and surrender deeper into flow, as opportunities to reveal to us what it is that still desires to be purified within us, and to really embrace those challenges, to embrace the contrast and the polarity and what that shows us and what that teaches us about ourselves, where we are in this process of synchronizing with that flow, with that divine timing, with the natural unfolding of events in our lives, and where it is that we can release, we can purify, we can let go, we can allow ourselves to be cleansed and rejuvenated. The affirmation for today is, I polarize in order to purify, stabilizing flow. I seal the process of universal water with the lunar tone of challenge. I am guided by my by the power of birth. I wanted to say by my own power double, but it's by the power of birth. So this is also an initiating energy when we have that birth energy coming through. The astrology today is a bit tense. I'm not going to lie. There is the potential for some highly emotionally charged energy today. We have the moon making a ton of aspects and a lot of tense aspects. We have it squaring Eris. We have the moon sextiling true black moon, opposing Pallas and Jupiter and Saturn and Pluto, squaring Mars. So, and also still in that trine to Venus, which is a nice, pleasant energy. But although Venus is in Scorpio, so it's also still, once again, intense. So a lot going on. The moon is still in Cancer, which is a highly emotional sign, a highly intuitive, receptive sign. And so not only are we possibly going to feel emotionally charged today, we may be picking up on that emotional charge in the air from others as well. And so we really want to take care to be cultivating the purity of our own energetic field, to really be putting up those boundaries, making sure that our aura is clear and strong, and that we're not unnecessarily taking on. The video or the reading that came up yesterday was all about not taking on the baggage that doesn't belong to us, that isn't ours. And so we really want to be cognizant of that today with these energies and just paying attention. There's a lot of opportunity for this polarized energy to come through today in the astrology as well, to really show us where we are ready to let go, to surrender a little bit more deeply, where it is that we're trying to force situations, where it is that we are still seeing through a distorted lens because of our own perceptions, our experiences, the belief systems, the traumas, and the energies of that we are hanging on to. This is a great day to reveal some of those aspects to us. We also have the moon trining Neptune. And so it is like, it's a highly spiritual, highly emotional, highly intuitive day. There's a lot of psychic energy. There's a lot of intense tension type energy that's really challenging us, but it's challenging us so that we can grow. And so we just want to embrace all of those opportunities to go with the flow of those and allow them to show us what it is that they're wanting to show us today, what it is that we are needing to see. We also have Mercury in conversation with Saturn and with Pallas, and also in a trine to Chiron. And so, and Venus trining Neptune as well. So yeah, more of that psychic energy and more of that energy of really our minds being really focused. But with this is the blessing here with these aspects to Mercury, the sextile to Saturn and to Pallas. This is really helping, or Pallas. This is really helping us to be able to put together the puzzle pieces, to understand if we are triggered today, if things do come up, if emotions come up, if reactions come up, if situations present themselves, we can more easily see the higher meaning in it and the deeper, more complex patterns behind it. And we can understand our growth process and the constructive steps that we can take to move forward within that process today much more easily because of those aspects to Mercury. So that is really exciting. And I think today I want to start out by pulling a couple of the, what is this called? Clear. The Psychic Tarot. All right, so let's see. Let's get some energy. Let's get a little reading for today. December 3rd, 2020. Moving into December, you guys. This month is beautiful. They're always beautiful, but it's definitely an intense month that's calling us to pay attention to everything that we have yet to address. And so the first card coming out is Heartache and Loss. And so yes, it's that highly emotionally charged energy. This is that emotionally charged energy. This is any sadness still lingering in our systems that's being triggered to be released, so that we can see and we can understand. There may be situations, just a lot of pain that's coming up that we're dealing with right now. And then we have the Sacrifice card, and we have the Love Begins card. And so this is interesting energy. We have sacrifices. I feel like sacrifices being made for love. It's a couple different things. It's sacrifices being made for love, and for some it's sacrificing love for something with greater, that has greater meaning. And this would be, I'm feeling this as sacrifices made for love. Looking back also at sacrifices that we made, places, times when we sacrificed love in order for something that held greater meaning for us at the time. And there's like a regret. I'm feeling an energy of regret. An energy of regret around sacrifices that we made in the past. So it's, yeah, like this old energy coming up. And then like not really speaking about it. This is that energy of keeping it all internalized. Keeping it all internalized. There's incredible passion, there's incredible desire. But we're not speaking, it's like, it's not speaking about that either. Interesting. And then we have the Four of Wands coming out. And so this is union, this is divine union, it says foundation and achievements in this deck. So it's like laying down that foundation. And so I'm feeling like, and I put it down right on top of heartache and loss and sacrifice. So I feel as though we are in this place where we're looking at times where we sacrificed our own personal happiness in order to achieve things that we needed to achieve. So for some people, this is career. For some people, this is laying down any type of foundation, any type of solid foundation in their lives that required to put other things and other people possibly that mattered to them kind of on the back burner. Other aspects, other desires, other things that we longed for, that we wanted. It's sort of like we had to prioritize what was most important. And there were some things that didn't make that list or didn't make the cut that we're now feeling kind of some regret and sadness around, is kind of the energy that I'm feeling here. But then we have number 14, patience, coming out. And so some of these situations I feel just required patience. There were things that we were trying to create, things that we were trying to grow. There are things that are growing through intention. I'm noticing the way that they're looking at this seed in their hand is with incredible intention. They're very, very focused on this. So it's the understanding of the things that we're creating require patience in order to grow, in order to manifest fully. They require patience, they require devotion, and they require a focused intent. But like soft focused intent, not like I'm forcing my will in a situation. Just like I'm very clear about the intent of what I'm wanting to create. And so if we are in situations where perhaps we're realizing that now that we have we've begun building something and growing something, and now we want something more, we want to be very clear about what it is that we want and to focus our intention on that and have patience. And then we have that energy of obstacles and challenges coming through. And this is the energy that we felt in the air today. These are the challenges that we need to look and find the opportunities in. All of the things, it's sort of like, I feel as though somebody is now wanting to manifest or create something. There is perhaps focused intention on this situation, on what it is that they truly desire, that they now feel ready to strive for, ready to attain. But there's obstacles and challenges that still remain in the way of that manifestation, at least outwardly. It appears that way. And so you're just being asked to continue to be patient and to have focused intention on what it is that you want. And to to see the opportunity in all of these obstacles and challenges, and also to find the creative ways of solving them, right? The creative action, that creative divine inspired action like we talk about. And we had the Hierophant, which is number 5, which represents wisdom in this deck, coming out with movement, choices, and decisions. So make wise choices and decisions. Have focused intent. Be patient. Go with the flow, right? The flow of divine timing, everything that we talked about with the energies of today. However, at the same time, make wise choices. It's like, I feel as though some are sort of in this energy right now of feeling like questioning that, like, did I make the wisest choices in the past? Did everything happen exactly as it was meant to? Or like, it's almost this energy of like, did I fuck this up? Honestly, like, to be blunt, coming through. And it's like everything, every obstacle, every challenge happened for a reason. And even if we made a choice that perhaps, remember, there's no such thing as a wrong choice because we learn and we grow from it. But if we made a choice that perhaps wasn't the wisest because we were operating from a lack of, we didn't have all the knowledge and the wisdom and the understanding that we have now. That's why they say hindsight is 20/20, right? And so we did the best we could at the time. But now we have a deeper level of wisdom. And so now we can make wiser choices and decisions. And we want those choices and decisions to reflect what it is that we are trying to grow, cultivate, and manifest here. We want them to reflect our intentions. We want them to support our intentions. Any other energies coming through for this here? Okay. And then we have the Four of Cups, discontent and boredom, as well as prosperity begins. And we can see we have 3 aces on the table here. And so there is a lot of new energy coming through here. This is a lot of fresh new energy. These are like the beginnings of new cycles. And so understand that like this new cycle can be whatever you want it to be. And this is the energy, we talked about this, I think, in the December 21st video when we're talking about the age of Aquarius, and where we're coming out of this energy of martyrdom and this energy of unnecessary sacrifice. And we're understanding how to sacrifice in a smart way. We're understanding what sacrifice really means. And what sacrifice is healthy and what sacrifice is not. And we're understanding that we don't ever have to sacrifice our true happiness. Like the truth that's in our souls, our destiny, right? We don't have to sacrifice our destiny. Sometimes we have to sacrifice other things in order to get to that destiny. And sometimes we think our destiny is one thing, and then we realize that it's multifaceted and it's many things, or it's another thing, or another aspect of it is, it's like we can't see the whole puzzle. We can only see little pieces of the puzzle. But we're coming out of this energy and we're understanding how to sacrifice in a smart way. How to sacrifice some things without sacrificing our own integrity, without sacrificing our own truth, without sacrificing our own joy. Like, we were meant to be happy and divine and blissful. And so if we are not experiencing happiness and bliss in our lives, there is a way to make different movement choices and decisions that will bring that in, because that is our birthright. That is what we were meant to come here and experience. And so there's a lot of new cycles happening here, which is really beautiful. New cycles of passion, creativity, finance, love, all of this stuff coming through. And so it's like, this is the energy that some may be experiencing today or may be in. This energy of heartache, this energy of discontent and boredom. But that boredom is good, because what it's going to do is inspire us to reach greater heights, to go after what it is that brings this energy in for us. What sets our souls on fire? That's what we're being asked to look at right now. And I love how these two cards landed on top of each other. We make the movements, choices, and decisions to move toward the things that set our souls on fire. And then we have the wisdom card coming on top of the suffering card. And so it's like the wisdom we gained from suffering. From the suffering Suffering is optional, but a lot of times that is sort of how the breakthroughs happen for a lot of people. And so there was a great breakthrough that happened. It's really interesting. I wish you guys could see fully. Let me see if I can pull this down, because this is really interesting, the way these cards all lined up on top of each other. And so we have the heartbreak card over the foundation and achievements. So like this foundation that we were created, the sadness and the heartbreak that sort of was involved in the creating of that. Like what we are creating ultimately is something beautiful, but the process to get there was very painful for a lot of us, I think. And then we have the patience card over the sacrifice card. So like being patient with the process. The sacrifice card is also, this is the Hanged Man, so it can also apply to that pause, to that change in perspective, and sort of that. And the pause is also patience. So this is just a ton of patience energy coming through here. And then we have the Love Begins with the obstacles card on top of it. So the obstacles in the way of our hearts that we perceive as being in the way of our heart's desires. The wisdom we gained from the suffering, from the loss, from the, I wanted to say, separation. And then the movement and choices over the passion card. So that's really interesting energy, the way that those all came out together. And then we have the discontent and boredom with the prosperity begins. Something will be born and created out of this discontent, because it's kind of like a square aspect or an opposition. The tension forces us to act. Yeah, and it's also about seeing, it's sort of like he's over here and he's looking and he's all depressed, right? But there's these beautiful rainbows on the floor behind him, and there's this gorgeous castle up here. It's just he's too busy looking down to notice what's over here. And so it's about really looking around us. This is once again bringing in that gratitude energy. That gratitude energy, and I want to say forgiveness too. It's like forgiving ourselves for the choices we made. Understanding that we made the choices that we made with the amount of information that we had at the time. And if we made those choices out of a place of love, out of a place of devotion, then there's never anything to forgive anyway, because we're all imperfect, we're all learning, we're all growing, right? This is the school of Earth. But yeah, this energy of being caught up in those lower vibration emotions and all of this regret and all of this sadness and discontent, and not noticing what there is to be grateful for, and not noticing like this castle's not that far away. It's really not. It might feel far away, but if he would just turn around and maybe take a little walk, right? The movement, he could get there in no time. And there's an incredible amount of abundance here. And I'm noticing in this Prosperity Begins card, it's also two hands folded on top of each other. And so there's definitely the energy of, and it could be one person's hands, but the way that I was just seeing it was like two people's hands. Just like in this card, you see two people's hands. So there's like a partnership theme here. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have fertility. And so this is the Empress energy. This is the ultimate new cycle. This is all of the abundance, all of the goodness, all of the entire harvest. So that being on the bottom of the deck when the prosperity card came out really signifies a really bountiful future. It's like we have to get out of this energy. Take the wisdom that we've learned from the situations, take our understanding of things, of the choices that we've made, and then really hold and cultivate our intentions for the future. And and open up our hearts, right? Look at her heart chakra is glowing. Be open to our hearts, be open to the guidance of our hearts. Allow our hearts to guide us to where it is that we're meant to be, and know that nothing, I'm getting that it's making me think of a card that comes up a lot, which is the nothing is set in stone, right? So understand that we can create whatever it is that we desire. And there are so many opportunities and blessings. I want to pull a couple Moonology cards here. Clear. That blue moon energy is coming in. I'm feeling that blue moon energy. I'm feeling that energy of like nothing is broken beyond repair. A fiery climax approaches. It's time to release negativity. A time for healing, and your dreams need a practical plan. And then nothing will come of this situation, which is like, don't fucking worry so much. Sorry, guys, but stop worrying. Stop being in this energy. But we have a fiery climax approaches. That's the Aries energy coming in. It's time to release negativity. And I don't feel this is like bad fiery. I feel this like good fiery. Intensity. But we want to release that negativity. So when whatever situations and realizations and understandings, whatever is coming through, whatever interactions we have, we want to release that negativity. One, so that is a good fiery and not a bad fiery, right? And two, also because that's how we create the momentum necessary to get us to this fiery climax, to bring situations to a head in a positive way, to bring in this healing, right? Healing all the negativity, healing all of those lower vibrational emotions that are keeping us stuck. Because there's so much wanting to happen, but the number one thing that needs to happen, I'm feeling, is forgiveness. Healing and forgiveness. And then your dreams need a practical plan. So that's not more of that energy of the movement, choices, decisions, making the wise movements, choices, and decisions. Yeah. I'm feeling this fiery climax is like a passionate climax almost. Any other guidance here? Take time to breathe out and be bold and make the first move. And so that's movement, choices, decisions. There are actions that we can take. If there are things that we feel as though we've lost, have we really lost them? Or did we release them, and is it possible that they may return in another form? And so this form, if this is a job or a person or whatever, it could be that same person in a new form, that same relationship or that same situation in a new form, or it could be something completely new, but that carries that same kind of connection and energy, that same excitement. Yeah. So take time to breathe out. Take time to breathe out. Be calm, be centered, but when the time is right, make the moves that need to be made. Be the initiator if you need to be. I think that's part of a big lesson, and then expect powerful change and surrender to the divine on the bottom of the deck, which is the new moon eclipse and the full moon card, right? We just had that new moon, or we're about to have that new moon eclipse. That's the total solar eclipse that's happening on the 14th that we're warming up to right now. Yeah. And that I just totally, whatever it was that I was saying absolutely escaped my mind. But it's, yeah, that energy of really being in our feels about all of this stuff, but knowing that we have the power to, this is like the fated life versus the destiny life again. Like that kind of energy coming through. But, oh yeah, so that with be bold and make the first move. Like we are learning that we are responsible for our fate, and we can't simply sit back. Surrendering to the divine does not mean doing nothing. Doesn't mean that Spirit's going to do everything for us. I think this is a lesson that a lot of us have been learning, is like some of it requires our action, right? This is the Aries. This is cardinal energy. This is all about action as well. Really taking that action that is necessary. And understanding that we have free will, we have complete dominion over our reality, and so we get to choose or accept everything, including what it is that's meant for us. Just because it's meant for us doesn't mean that we have to accept it. But if we do know that something is meant for us, it's not going to be just dropped into our laps every single time. Sometimes it will, but sometimes we have to work for it. Sometimes we have to be that instigating force of change in our own lives. All right. I think I'm going to end this reading right here. I love you guys. I appreciate you. If you liked this video, like this video. There are links down below to donate to my channel. I very much appreciate it. If you do, drop a comment down below. Let me know if this resonated for you, how your day is going, how you're feeling this month of December. And check out my email down below if you would like a personal reading, if you would like an energy healing. I offer a bunch of different services to assist you, and I would absolutely love to work with you personally. It is my favorite thing to do. It really, you guys, you just light up my life in so many ways, and I am so incredibly grateful for you all from the bottom of my heart.